After technical school in 2009, I was 17 years old. Since in May-June I successfully passed my exams, received my diploma, and thought about where I could earn money at least for the summer, and then already think about the future. After all, no one canceled walks and rest after 3 years of study. At that time, my father worked in the Ministry of Emergency Situations. But before that, he had worked in the bus fleet for many years and knew everyone from his ATP. Where our family friend Sasha worked as a driver, I was assigned to him as a conductor on the route, as they say, by Blatt. The work was fun, the time flew by quickly, and I was earning good money for those times, from $700 to $1,500 per shift in Yekaterinburg. At that time, the fare cost 14 rubles. The minus was that the work schedule was 2 and 2. And I had to get up at 4:30 to go to the shift at 600 to 620, ending at about 2,300. So sometimes, on the last lap, Sasha would drop me off at the Vtercharmit stop, as he had to leave for the Ring to Himash and then to the base, from where he would drive his car home to the polyclinic stop where I lived with my parents, and he lived 200 meters away from me in his apartment. I went out to the Vtercharmit. Went to a stall and bought a bottle of beer. I was already 18 years old then, July. It was warm summer. I was walking down the street. Lights were on. There was a road nearby. Cars were passing by. By the way, it was 23 hours and minutes Sunday, and the following happened practically in the middle of the road. Is an intersection between 5-story buildings. On the right side it was dark, but at the end of the lights were burning, illuminating the next intersection and the entrance to the park. I don't know what pulled me, but I stopped and looked to the right, seeing under the lights the silhouette of a man about 2 meters tall, wearing a short jacket that looked like a bomber. The streetlights were shining, but the silhouette was all black, not even glowing. I stopped and looked at this silhouette for about 5 to 7 seconds. Then it suddenly burst with a black streak to the right and upwards. Was I scared then? Not to say, at that moment I became very scared, as if the negativity covered me. Everything became like a depression, although before that I was in a good mood, because there were 2 weekends ahead and I had money. But it got really creepy. I looked at my phone. It was a button phone with a flashlight, looked at the clock minus 2,330, turned on the flashlight and went on a quick step, in tension and bewilderment. It seemed, or actually happened. In general, I came home a little dazed, ate, and went to bed, safely forgetting about this case in the morning. A week passed and Sunday came again. This time Sasha and I had to clean the cabin. As it was raining, there was mud in the cabin. The boards were dirty. He and I arrived at ATP at about 2,230. The shift was not the last one, and it was good. We quickly rinsed the Bogdan and went home. We were already in the polyclinic around 2,300, having safely bought beer on the way. Sasha drove the car to the parking lot, which was across the street from my house. And there we sat, talked, smoked, and drank beer. When the beer was over and my soul wanted more, Sasha suggested walking down the street to the next stop hostel, where a stall sold hops at night. Okay, I thought. Looked at the clock minus 2,325. Wait, I said to Sasha and went to the garages. Further, we went towards the slope, at the bottom of which there was a cherished stop and a stall. And here the strangest thing happened, approaching the slope, where there was a supermarket merchant. We saw this picture on the roadside plowed earth from the wheels of the car. On the road lies a car upside down on the roof, and about 15 meters away from it lies a man about 35 to 40 years old, on his back, obviously not alive. Around random passers-by, they have already called an ambulance as I heard approaching. And then I was thrown into a cold sweat. The clock is exactly 2,330 Sunday, and we with Sasha had to pass exactly where the car went to the curb. Flew up the hill and flew on the asphalt, and there we would have gone, if need did not pull me to the garages, which are literally 70 meters from that place. I immediately remembered the incident with the dark man at the end of the street, which happened exactly 7 days ago on Sunday at 2,330. Even later, thinking about what happened, I realized that it was a kind of warning. By the way, the man who overturned died under very strange circumstances. Here are the facts from the news. He was not drinking. He was coming from work. He had a wife and a daughter. The latter called and said that she would be there in 10 minutes. He lived down the street, just near the stop dormitory. He did not exceed the speed limit, and he had 2 or 3 fines in his life. How come on flat and dry asphalt?